I have come to realize that the main cause of insecurity in our society is not actually about being poor, without money or lack of job or any other thing. I saw a video of Director General of World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, saying, "We certainly cannot have security without development." And she also advised politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. What is that supposed to be? In Igbo language, there is something we said, "Aladeyemma Urundens." It means insecurity is a business of leaders, guardians, parents, or anyone who wants to benefit from your failure. It's only few people understand that insecurity is a business. How is it a business? It means insecurity is a great business idea for our leaders. Because why? When they implement this insecurity with a strategy, they actually direct the mindset of our hopeless youth into a different direction. Now, instead of them to be bringing development, they use the money they will use to be bringing development, using it to fund security. Through funding this security, they will be having a loophole where they will be looting public funds. Because why? When they start development, the money goes direct to the companies who will be establishing all these infrastructures. But when it's a security issues, there will be the management of the security, funding the security equipment, vehicle, firearms, and all those things. And there will be a loophole where they will be looting the public funds. So this is how insecurity is a business of leaders, mostly political leaders. But I will always advise our youth for them to stop entertaining insecurity issues. Because the moment you start entertaining insecurity issues, that is when these our political leaders will see a reason to use you as a tool to make the insecurity to become something national so that they can benefit more. So basically, if you believe in wealth creation, you must silently working towards your dream. It is your duty to liberate yourself from any kind of situation. To liberate yourself from any kind of situation, it's only your duty to determine the kind of lifestyle you want to live. You don't have to let someone to come to your life and contribute an idea that will destroy this your future. Because the moment you try to take people's advice, that is not the right source to acquire wealth generation, you will actually fail at the end. Because why? When you become hopeless, depending on people who will come to you and give you rough advice in order to get over some situations very fast, you will end up in jail or end up being killed. So it's better you working towards your dream silently with a great hope, which will give you a very high level of zeal to acquire your goal. It is really true that poverty brings out the worst in people only when there is loss of hope. Now let's dive in and elaborate the power of hope and how hope controls 87% of our society emotional beings. The ugliest of the thoughts is mostly get influenced by poverty because there is completely loss of hope. That is why the power of poverty is to influence the ugliest of the thoughts. I want you to understand that poverty does not necessarily mean being without money, but being without hope. I remember when I was writing my book, The Power of Man, I remember the story of a young child who went to school, and then the school management kicked the child out of the school because the child failed to pay the school fees at the right time. The child went outside the class, started crying, deeply in pain. When it came to understand the cause of the cry from that young boy, it's not because their family is poor. The cry is because the management of the school failed to understand the level of his hope that made him to come to school. Now, let's talk about this level of hope. This child went to school knowing that his parents gave him assurance that they will pay the school fees. That means only the assurance that he get from the parents gave him a courage to go to school. Because you cannot go to school knowing that you will be kicked out because you didn't pay school fees. And then you force yourself to go to school. It means you want to be embarrassed in the public. But this child was crying because the parents gave him a hope, saying maybe go to school. I will come there and pay the school fees either tomorrow or next. So this child already have hope that the parents is going to pay the school fees. That is why he went to school. So the reason why this child is crying is because the management of the school failed to understand the level of the hope that made him to come to school. So now, I want you to understand that the power of hope cannot be determined by a child, but it can only be determined by the leaders, parents, or any guardians whose duty is to implant this adequate hope inside your life. Remember, when you are hopeful over something, the level of your zeal will be very, very high. And it cannot be determined by others because you are busy working silently towards your dream. And when you are hopeless over something, you can actually do many crazy things just to get over a certain situation. And it can easily be determined by others because now you are hopeless. Everybody can come into your life and give you suggestion of every crazy thing that can give you a survival. If it's your first time watching my video, I want you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and other my social media handles.